Hey everybody. So tonight it's the energy seems to be around a lot of money issues and fear of not having enough. Maybe looking back on everything that you've worked so hard for, maybe losing those things. Working so hard toward projects and love and everything that you've been working on. You've really planted some seeds, and the energy is just saying, let's maybe relax and unwind a bit while we're at home and not doing or not able to do the same things that we're normally used to doing or having to do the grind, if you will. Like, it's not the same anymore, at least for a little while. And even when we go back to it, it really won't be the same. We see that, things can happen and things are going to happen. And sometimes, that's just beyond our control. So, really, the idea is to know that you set a great foundation for your income, for your love life, for your labor that you've put in. You'll reap the reward, and I think that's the message tonight for that. But I do want to go in and do like a general love reading. Of course, that's always a good idea to lift spirits and bring joy to other people and just like show you that, just going through all of this that we're going through, it doesn't just have to be about that. And it doesn't have to be about fear. And it doesn't have to be about disappointment and discouragement. So what I want to do is go into some like healing oracles first and represent like the masculine in our world and how he's doing and um, what the masculine energy is going through in the healing process right now currently. What is the healing that they're currently going through, Spirit, please? Okay. Ooh, the rising phoenix. So that's all about like going through this awakening, this divinity, this creativity that's coming over them, a new creation, a new rebirth of life, a new them, something maybe in a partnership, something that's striking their passion enough to where it's affecting their spirit and their growth and their world, just their everything. So something has kind of died in their life, and their crown chakra is maybe stimulated and causing them to be a little like migraines and some maybe some dizziness, some nausea, some um, confusion and depression. That's part of the awakening, and it's part of the crown chakra. And what happens is, there's a huge change going on. So the Phoenix Rising is all about that change, the awakening, the spiritual, passionate enlightenment. It's that sacred sexuality of everything. It's like that passion going into every part of your life. And, I can get into sacred sexuality is all about not just sexuality, okay, but it's about this passion within you, passion that goes into everything. Sexuality is not just about sex, it's about more than that. It's about the passion, the burn inside of you that provokes you and makes you want to do creative things, writing, um, painting, poetry, you know, what's driving you. It could be more than just the arts. It could just be like using your heart's desire to go forward and make the money in a way that brings you joy, and going forward. And if your muse happens to be the feminine. Well, great. Anyway, okay, so right now, yeah, there's a healing going on. Lots of healing with our masculine because, yeah, part of the awakening is and what he's going through is, or what the masculine is going through is losing some things. Maybe losing job, income, a significant other. The whole dynamic of life is kind of turning around. And healing is part of the awakening. When you heal and your crown chakra is opening up for that awakening, you have to do a lot of healing and release the negative of the past. And in order to receive the more positive light and new information that's supposed to come through spirit, through divine messages that come through and rest where the old negativity lied and all of the pains of the past and everything that you're healing. So that's what that's about, making space for the new within and without. And the last card that fell out was say what you mean. Like he's looking at his feminine and she's just got her back turned. Maybe she doesn't see him there. Maybe she doesn't hear him coming. But he's worried and he's nervous and he's just looking at her like, what is she gonna say? How is she feeling? And she's just like holding her breath. That's the best way I can describe it. He's holding a sword. A sword always represents bringing clarity, truth, and truth to a situation. Something that she's been waiting for a very long time and something that she's been struggling with. Okay. So, yeah, that's, it's a new beginning, an abundant beginning that's supposed to be coming. Yeah, and there's a lot of possibilities about to happen. I mean, she's gone through her awakening. He's following. I'm sorry, the masculine is following behind her. His feminine. Yeah. So he's got some fears. He's worried about, past situations and fear of rejection, which is the final card. So he's wanting to do that new beginning. And if you see, there's a portrait back here. He feels that he's maybe been forgotten, but he hasn't. There's a light there that's kind of connecting them, and it's binding them. When you have such a strong relationship, spiritual soul bond, you're always connected, and your energy is connected. But we go through so much that we're healing from, and that the masculine is healing from now, if the past and maybe this current ending of a relationship has brought on more fear, more pain, and he's got to heal from that. And his fear is that his feminine is just maybe forgotten him, or put the picture kind of to the corner, put that masculine to the corner of her mind, and just is looking so appealing and seductive and attracting others. And I think that he's concerned about that as well, is that maybe he's a little late. Maybe, maybe in some cases he might be. And yeah. So let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll do some um, new cards here, some astrology cards to kind of get an idea and clarify the Phoenix rising for the masculine. Come out. You're very close to achieving your goal. So, I mean, that's the gibbous moon is, you know, right before the full moon. The full moon is a new beginning. So he's aiming to start and have a new beginning. And that's not just with love, but definitely that's the main focus in the world of the masculine, because so everything else kind of leads up to that. Of course, getting finance in order, of course, getting grounded, healing, doing all that work. And it's coming close. It's been a long haul overall, but with everything going on in the world right now is even more so pushing him to understand his true desires and his heart, his journey, his soul's desire, his path, and that's all in the awakening. So, and also, it's like keeping your eyes focused into the new beginning. See how that focus is just right there, and all that growth around it, all those seeds that have been planted, the growth that's happened, and those trees are tall, and it takes some years to grow a tree, right? So how many years maybe has this been going on, or the separation has been a while? And unfortunately, and that's true in a lot of cases. And you know, this could be an older couple, an older relationship, maybe you know later on in the years, or either 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. This is a new world. This is a different time where people are free and able to feel comfortable with changing the old ways, discovering the world that they really desire. So anyway, so the healing, so that's a win-win outcome is in the forecast. Full moon in Libra. That's like, you know, that's a full moon, so that's definitely a new beginning, but it's a new balanced beginning, and it's a new beginning of duality within. It's also a new beginning, the yin and yang. It's the harmonious new beginning, balanced. It's got the purple color there. It could be like a third eye opening. It could be the understanding, the chakra, the healing, completion, enough at least to come together and heal the rest of the way together, as a team and as a couple, as a partnership, a harmonious, balanced reciprocity between the two of you. Okay, and I've got a new start is coming, new moon. So look at that. So that's the sun and the moon together, right? So, well, at least, yeah, it looks like this. It almost looks like an eclipse, but it's actually not. But the sun and the moon is representative of the twin flames relationship. New moon is always about new beginnings. A new start to so many things, and it's bright. It's a bright future coming. It's a bright, abundant future happening. Say what you mean. A new start is coming. So don't be afraid, masculine, to say what you have to say to your feminine. Don't be scared. It's to be honest. I mean, maybe she already knows what you're gonna say, because our feminines are very insightful. They're very intuitive. They're very empathic, and so are the masculine. So you know, yeah. Mm. So with rejection, a time for healing, the balsamic moon. You know, so with the balsamic moon, a time for healing. It's a time right before he's ready to come and begin communication, and begin this new newfound path, that he wants to start with his feminine. So yeah, go. And I love these. What are they called? Yeah, shapeshifters. I love this. It's so cute. Um, oracles, with the shapeshifters. Got a lot of animals, so I'll probably look in the book a little bit about that with the symbology as like always meaningful. Okay, so spirit, clarify, phoenix, give us more. A loyal guardian, magical protector is there for you. So look at that. So it's like saying, so a dog, really represents, first of all, it's number 33. Number 33 is the number of the ascended masters, right? It's also creativity. It's also creation. It's also the divine. But it's about, having divine guidance. That dog looks pretty tough, but dogs also represent, you know, loyalty, friendship, and maybe friends that are helping out, or you're talking to friends about, how you're feeling and maybe leaning on them, or maybe even just keeping some things close to you between you and, maybe your passed away loved ones, angels, guardians, spirit, guide, universe. So maybe that's what's going on there, but it's all about, manifesting, loyalty, because you're doing this healing, you've got that pain about rejection, and your guardians are looking over you. They're protecting you. They're encouraging you, masculine, to be strong. Be the friend that you need. Be the loyal masculine, that you want your feminine to be. And this is a hard time. So yeah, healing, Libra. The butterfly ferrets. I am reborn. That's so cute. So butterflies are all about the chrysalis and starting off as the caterpillar and being in the chrysalis and going through all the healing within the chrysalis and you know coming out of it beautiful and flying high and being that phoenix rising and that new awakening to the new world, new life, new you, masculine. new start is coming. Say what you mean. Okay. So, Beauty and the Beast. You need some space in a relationship. So, it looks like maybe. So, in the past, this is showing me that, in the past that, or maybe this relationship, or past relationship that you had come out of recently, maybe this past pains, the scars that you're healing from, um, seems to be a little bit overbearing, overburdening, a little too much. Maybe I feel like they hovered, or they, constantly like a little controlling. Like I feel hot. Like back off. I can't. It's a breath in my neck. Like it's too hot. You're overwhelming me. Like you're like a controlling. Like the energy's, ugh. And yeah, it's like saying, I can't go through that again. I can't deal with that. I can't. I need to be trusted. I need to be free. If I need a relationship where I can feel space and respected and held up and not pushed down. And so that's what you're, masculine. That's what you really want. That's what you're truly asking for, is your feminine to be less abrasive, less controlling, less. So that's what it's saying right here. It's like, say what you mean. You want somebody that when you start again and when you come at your feminine, I think what needs to be said is that you can't do that again. You want a love that's true and genuine, and love is always patient and kind, and should never be overwhelming. You come together and you support one another, and you're there for each other, and that's the true abundance. And everybody needs space. You come together and you enjoy each other, and you always want to be around each other, but there's a time that space is necessary and needed. So that's what that's saying right there. So just be open with your feminine when you come to talk to her, communicate finally with your feminine. Yes. And that's okay, because, the feminine's going to understand. She already knows that the feminine knows that, well, she knows. Basically, she knows. Delicate fairy and her ferrets. Oh, okay. So change is natural, good, and yes, it can hurt. So, time for healing. You're going through the pain. You're feeling vulnerable and a little worried that she's maybe not going to accept a commitment or whatever you're hoping to have happen. The fear is, and the sensitivity is coming with the rejection of the past, the things you need to heal over now, the yeah. But you're okay. So you have guardian guides protecting you. You have a plan. You're focused. You're getting there. And masculine, you are going through the awakening. You're doing your growth, and you're blossoming, and you're becoming that beautiful butterfly. And that's okay if you're called beautiful as masculine. It does not matter. Anyway, and Beauty and the Beast, like in this depiction, is showing a girl actually holding the rose. The rose represents love and, you know, just beauty. And the beast is actually that overwhelming energy that was in your past. So, yeah. So, I mean, maybe, with the dualities happening, the Libra sign happening during the healing, so coming into your dualities is really causing you to step into your feminine energy, and that's good. That's okay. That's exactly what needs to happen, that balance within, that balance of spirit, mind, and body, and your dualities of your polarities. That's exactly what's supposed to happen. So, yeah, progress. So, yeah. So let's see. Oh, I love these. So this is Carnum. I can't even say it. It's all good. I love this deck. It's so pretty. So I'm do a couple cards in the tarot. The death card. So death always represents the ending of something in order to have a new beginning. So it's a pretty severe change in your life. It's a pretty, yeah, it's the awakening. It's going through the crown chakra changes caused by some catalyst in your life. Typically, that happens with the feminine masculine journey of the twin flame relationship. So, we catalyze one another to step out of situations and experiences that we should no longer be in. So, yeah, it's the death card. It's all about, well, so together as number 14 cards. So, that's, I'm sorry, number 13 card, sorry. And that's actually in numerology, that's number 4. So with number 4 is creating a stable new beginning, a stable truth, and happiness and abundance, So death is not a bad thing in the tarot. It's about a new beginning. It's making space for the new. Okay, so I am reborn. So yeah, I say this. So this is really beautiful cards here. The Devil card. The Death and the Devil card. That's funny. So death to the devil. So the devil here, that could be any addiction, anything that lust, temptation, addiction, moral dilemma is the devil energy. So in this case, it may be the past relationship, very possible, and past partnerships of work, home life, whatever. But so the death card is also the awakening, realizing a conscious understanding of what your devil energy is, your addictions, your bad situation, maybe some fears, maybe letting go of the past or letting go of the old ways of thinking. And then it's also a rebirth into a new twin flame relationship. So that's definitely the Two of Cups is always about a harmonious new beginning. But in the past, it was possibly a relationship that was a karmic soulmate relationship, but it was a must to learn those lessons, to overcome those fears, to overcome those challenges of the past, in order to move forward and have your abundance, and to have your new beginning, become that emperor, that masculine leader. Truth. You didn't say what you mean. Say. Yeah. So this is about Beauty and the Beast. So this is like clutching. This is holding on too tight to the past, holding on too tight to your money, or I fully feel like this is actually the past feminine with the masculine, um, not the divine feminine, but the prior relationship, maybe clutching on too tightly. It's funny because the Beauty and the Beast cards. I'll show you. I mean, look at that, clutching, holding on way too tight, and overwhelming burden, financial burden. Maybe cause some financial burden in your life. This past relationship. Maybe you're kind of holding on now to the money that, or the things in the world that you still possess, and maybe just keeping your own thoughts close to you. Maybe holding on to something just in order to not let everything go. But in healing and saying what you mean, you'll be able to realize, that the rejection is definitely a fear and not a reality. So, delicate. Yeah. So, okay, so it's like moving very quickly. These are the wands here, very passion and spirit, spirited, and fire energy. It's like, you know, this is like saying, I'm getting away from this. No more clutching. No more arguments. No more turmoil. No more, you know, tug of war. And I'm ready for a change. I'm moving forward. I don't want to be in this anymore, and I'm moving quickly. I'm moving quickly towards my abundance. I know where I need to go. And he's shooting north, the North Star. That's divine guidance toward his constant. His constant is the feminine, his self, the other half of his soul. So he's going toward the masculine's going toward the path he's supposed to go towards. He's the heart's desire, which is his feminine. So yeah, he's moving quickly. Things are happening. There's movement. Um, yeah. So let me go ahead and read a little soul message, a soulmate message. It's a long haul, and he's doing it. Our masculine is coming around, so it's not an easy thing. It says, surround yourself with nature, and you feel a greater sense of well-being. Nature's healing energy is sensual and magical. It will awaken your sensual magic within you. So that's all about getting grounded, guys. It's all about, getting that strength and, revitalizing and, yeah, getting the clarity that you need in order to say what you mean and mean what you say, in order to complete your awakening, to find out all the facts that you need to find out in order to move forward in your path and your truth. Okay, so that's a profound transformation is taking place in your life. Be yourself. You have much to offer the world by just being you. Your love has the power to transform all things, including your relationship and love life. So, the feminines eagerly awaiting your arrival and communication. Trust. So, yeah, and it's all about trust. So, let me go ahead and do another. do an angel whispers, whispers of love card. It's so pretty. Okay. What does our masculine need to hear from spirit and our feminine? Express your love through gifts. A small token of love can convey great appreciation. I can't. Okay. You know, and they're in the water. The water is all about that emotion, showing a gesture of love. A gesture. That's all she really wants. That's all she needs is, or that's all the feminine needs is a gesture, just to show, that step forward, saying what you mean as a gift, being honest and open, and really, well, maybe even offering her a ring. Why not? Okay, so you are limitless. You can do anything you choose. Oof, look at that. Do you ever hear that? Always be yourself. But if you can be a unicorn, always be a unicorn. They're so magical. Yeah. And actions speak loudly. Express your love through actions. Enough said. Please just act. Come forward. Go to your feminine. Go to her. Get it going. Do something for someone. Give your attention to another. Oh, okay. So this is like all about getting out of your head, getting out of self, showing the love that you have within you and sharing that love, and don't be ashamed or afraid to do so. It's okay. And especially right now, people need that love, the kind words, and the attention to detail, showing that you just care. You're willing to do something to help another. It makes a big difference, and most people are not used to receiving that. So, yeah, so the message today, he's on his way. Our masculine's on the way, buddy. The masculine is ready and able and willing and wants to speak to the feminine. He wants to communicate with the feminine. He wants to provide a gift. He's going through this awakening. The masculine is doing a lot of healing and overcoming fears. And we're proud of the masculine, aren't we? I'm so glad. So listen, love and light. Stay focused. I relate this to an old friend of mine. Stay focused, think positive, and keep the faith.